Hello, welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dream of owning a home or investing in one. Today's show is entitled Use Your Job. A lot of you only use the salary that you make and say, okay, I'm going to take this salary, save it up, and put it towards the down payment and closing. That's all well and good, but you're not taking full advantage to everything that your job has to offer. One of the things, and then also to be quite honest with you, some jobs have certain benefits, other jobs have different benefits. But I'm noticing, like even on my job, people are not taking full advantage of what we have to offer, ways in which they could be saving money, ways in which they could be making money, particularly towards retirement, that they're not doing. So here are just a few tips, a few things that I would like for you to consider. Sit down with a financial advisor, sit down with your benefits administrator on your job, and rediscuss. A lot of times when you first start a job, you're so excited, you don't remember everything that's being thrown at you from the beginning. Your main thing is, with some of you, is, am I doing the job right? Or your main thing might be, what are my rights as an employee? That's all well and good, but eventually you should go back to the benefits administrator and find out how to best utilize what is being given to you. First, speak to them about your IRA or 401k. Some of you have like a 403b or some sort of retirement investing plan. I want you to know that the advisors to those plans, they're free. You don't have to pay. And yet some people don't even open up a 401k even though the job has it. It's not automatic. Just because you work there, that doesn't mean that that account is automatically created for you. You have to fill out the necessary forms in order to get it. Next, once you fill out those forms and you choose what it is that you wish to invest in, realize that those same stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs, it may not be good to just buy and hold them for the long term or for the life of the time that you are there on the job. Those advisors for those IRAs and those 401ks, they're also financial advisors. So when you're speaking to them about your 401k and IRA, you can duplicate that information outside of those investment vehicles and make more money, and also keep you from getting hit. We are now entering a stage in 2019 where we're dealing with impeachment hearings for the current president. This has already affected a number of jobs and a number of industries. Whether he stays or goes, there's another effect that's about to happen. You really should be looking at your 401k and your IRA at least once a year. If you don't understand or know how to choose stocks, bonds, mutual funds, etc., sit down with one of them. Let them advise you for free and get the information that you need. Remember also, when it comes to your IRA and your 401k, everything doesn't have to be in a fund. Everything doesn't have to be in a stock. It could be in cash. But the best people to tell you are the administrators of that 401k and IRA. Next, Find out what it is that your company will pay for. For example, some companies will pay you for your internet that you use at home. They might also pay for your light bill. Some of them, not all. My firm, they do this mainly for people who they've hired who are handicapped and have to work at home on a permanent basis. They pay for their internet and they also pay for their electric bill. But for like the rest of us, they pay for the phone, tablet, data, software, but only when it comes to the phone, only when we take certain plans. So again, even if they give you a benefit, you want to read to see what are the specific details as far as what it is that they're going to be paying for. The other thing they do for some people in the firm is if they go to a conference, if they go back for training, if they have books related to the job, they'll actually cover that cost. Not everybody, but some people, they do. But yet, there are people who go to conferences, buy books, and they don't fill out the receipt to submit it to the finance department to let them know it was done. If you belong to certain outside organizations where dues have to be paid, or if you apply for a license or get a permit, there are organizations that will pay for that. My firm, when it comes to certain organizations, it depends on which one you join and also which position in the firm you hold, they will definitely pay for that. But for all of us, if we want to be a notary public, they'll actually pay for that. Next, if your job does not cover many of these things, please note that you should definitely inform your accountant, because 9 times out of 10, what you're doing is probably tax deductible. Another thing many people don't realize, they'll have a flexible spending account. In the beginning, to be quite honest with you, I didn't use it because I didn't understand it. Now that I do understand it, I realize it is actually a very good feature to have, and it's a very good feature to use. It can be used to actually modify your home and save you some money. But again, you have to apply for it. If your job has a high deductible health insurance plan and has an HSA account, if that HSA account is self-directed, you can actually use the money in that account to buy a home tax-free. Many people don't know this. Let's say your company does not have an HSA plan. If they provide you with a high deductible health insurance plan and you take it, because some people actually don't take it, especially like married people and what have you. But anyway, let's say you do take it. If you do take the high deductible health insurance plan, you may want to consider opening up a health care savings account as well, because you can't open up an HSA without having a high deductible health insurance. And what's great about it is this: the HSA plan will carry over whether you decide to quit the job or you get fired or you go to another job, whether that other job has a high deductible or not. So that's something, you may want to discuss that with your financial advisor or your accountant. Next, some companies, and many of the companies that I've worked with, had a mortgage point reduction program with certain banks. So if you are looking into buying a home, you may want to consider going to those particular banks, maybe even opening up an account at those banks, because sometimes when you do that, the loan terms are actually more favorable for you. Next, there are some firms that offer loan forgiveness, meaning if you, let's say, the position that you are going for is one that's in high demand, but there's not a lot of people in that particular area that is in that particular profession. A lot of companies nowadays are offering loan forgiveness, and you'd be surprised at how many people are working in these companies and they don't apply for it. Next, and I've spoken to some of these benefit plan administrators, and they say that they do tell people when they get the job, and that they are amazed at how many people say that no, they never heard, But I think what it is that people are just so excited, that they have this new job, that they don't really pay attention because there's so much information that's coming at them at once. And then not only the information, the people, some of us work in rather large departments. I myself, I work in with about, there's like 20 people maybe in my department. And then there's other other departments within my division, and we're all in the same room. And then there's another room with another group of people. I've been there 20 years. I still don't know everybody. Okay, so I mean, a new person, I can imagine what it's like for them. You got to learn all this new stuff, and then you got to learn the faces and the names of all the other people that you're going to be working with. So, yes, that's probably what happens. Next, there are some firms that will pay for you to move closer to the company. A lot of firms, they like that because why? They feel or they think that if you live closer to it, that you won't be late. I find that that's not always the case, but that is how many people think, how many managers think, as a matter of fact. So check to see if that is the case with your particular firm. Normally the catch is, because there's normally some sort of catch, is they expect for you to work in the firm for at least 5 years before doing anything, before moving. And then lastly, check to see if they'll pay for your moving expenses. There are some firms that will do that as well. So folks, hopefully I gave you something to think about, and hopefully it will help you make smart financial moves. Remember, feel free to pass this along. Each one reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a